It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage here by the... That return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 23-yard line.
They go play action with Hurts. Rolling to his right. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 39-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Steps away. And he'll get it at a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Oh, yes, this is what the good ones do. He used his legs to buy a little bit more time rolling to his left, and at one point, he flipped the switch from passer to runner, and he got a pretty good gain out of it.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Well, I'd have to say in that situation, they're lined up for a running play. It's only 3rd and 2. Some element of the pass, but that was really well blocked.
Probably call those gravy plays, right, if you're the offensive coordinator?
No doubt about it. All you're trying to do is get the 2 yards necessary for a first down. Then you look up, you got a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot more than that, indeed. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone is in a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And this effort will not get it down. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. This one from 46 yards out. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Looking to put a drive together. That's Jalen Warren getting his first carry. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Rodgers going to throw. Flush to his right. And that's caught inside the 35. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Defensive talk 101. Don't let the quarterback out of the pocket, because when that happens, yeah, you may shrink the field with your defense, but it's so easy to lose someone on the backside. And he finds him and picks up a big gain.
And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they second and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And this one too low.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
Each team with a possession, each team with a field goal as the kick is away. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 to the 23rd.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Hurts to throw. This is caught. It's Brown. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Hurts sets up to throw it. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
They run here with Dowdle. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. On the run, it's Dowdle. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. On play action, it's Rodgers. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before half for Rodgers. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now they go screen. It's complete. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown,
Rico Dowdle, 59 yards. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's up and good to make the score 13-3.
Steelers 13, Eagles 3. Chris Boswell to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if these guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Second and 10 now. Third quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Now Hurts going to move him around. On second and 10. Hurts looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
16 yards.
The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Barkley inside handoff. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on second and 8. They'll drop to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
180, 180.
They're going to look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So second and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. He'll drop to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. And now they'll audible to something else. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith on the receiving end for Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Elliott good with the PAT. And the lead down to 3 and 13-10. Eagles 10. Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A running play. It's Dowdle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and a couple. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play of this football game. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. Rodgers now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Jalen Carter in on that tackle. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now a play fake. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
And when you're in a one-score game in the 2nd half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Here's Cameron Johnston now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. This is 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Here's 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Flushed out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Eagles are right back in this football game.
Even the most tenured quarterbacks can still get fooled from time to time. He clearly thought he had a throwing lane, but the defense shut it down and picked it off. I'm sure he's frustrated with himself, but I'm also sure he'll shake it off.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
At the 33-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Now back to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Steelers have just about sewn up this football game. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Yeah, another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
Now a 2nd and 6. Rodgers to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd and 11.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Rodgers. This one into the hands of Metcalf. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. To throw is Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Steeler 1st down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. What a chance they just took. A huge chance. They go for it on 4th down, wind up getting the 1st.
Go ahead and admit it. You thought it was a bad call, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I think any normal person did. How about him picking it up? Give him credit.
And he's got this down to the 35.
Ball carrier brought down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Pittsburgh.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, of course, this win a big one. They can hang their hat on this victory on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs.
And you know how difficult it is for the team that wears the crown, because they're going to get